Thank you for joining us today. We have a really special guest, one that is highly sought out speaker and industry influencer. She's no secret to Exit Realty and our Exit associates because either they've seen her up close at some of the events that we've done, or they have seen her at the main stage at Inman. She is going to tackle a lot in a short amount of time, and we might run over the allotted 30 minutes. All right, so just grab a pen, grab a piece of paper, and make sure that you stay to the end, because I promise that we have a multitude of tips that you can leverage. And good thing that we're recording this session, because listen, for every registrant, every attendee, we're going to make sure that you get a copy of this recording so that you can review it. So without further ado, please join me in giving a resounding welcome to our friend, Kristi Kennelly. She's today's speaker and a personal friend of mine. Kristi, welcome to the Techinar today.
Thank you so much, Annette. I am so excited to be here. I'm so excited to see you and be able to deliver this Techinar with you, because my goal is not only to make everyone giggle a little bit, but I'm going to be specifically looking at you to see if I can get, there it is. That's what I'm looking for. Yeah. So we are going to discuss 10 things my 15-year-old taught me about marketing that I am not ashamed to admit. It has been a really interesting year and a half, I guess, to say the least, right? But as Annette said, everybody, my name is Kristi Kennelly. I am the product ambassador for Rate My Agent. And just in the spirit of full transparency, I am not a former realtor. I am a marketing nerd, and we embrace that. And for whatever it is worth, I am also a former Broadway dancer. We're just going to let that sink in for everybody for a second.
Let's marinate over that.
So how does that everyone think about that? Because they're like, really? I'm watching a Techinar, and Rate My Agent has delivered an old dancer to teach us some tech tips. Yes, that is what's happening. That is what's happening today.
So they already know they're going to have fun. They're going to learn something. So take it away.
All right. So if it makes everyone feel better, I did run marketing for a couple different technology companies in real estate and mortgage. That's just not super fun to talk about. So I did play Rumpelteazer in Cats on Broadway for 84 years. And Annette, it feels like 84 years when you're wearing a unitard.
Right.
Those are unitard years.
Yeah.
And I did play opposite Matthew Broderick in How to Succeed in Business Without Really Trying. So that is me in a brunette wig. So I got to kiss Ferris Bueller a lot. And I've played Peter Pan. Now, if you were to Google me, so Annette, if you were to do a deep dive, you would learn this about me. But and these are career highlights. But if you do a deep dive on Google, you'll find a career lowlight, which is I've also played an oyster.
I knew that was you.
Yeah. So my legs look pretty. So I'm just saying, oyster on the left is looking pretty good. But I just want to thank Google for forever allowing my child to see that image and remind me of that image, but more on Google in a little bit. All right. And who is Rate My Agent? Really, really quickly, Rate My Agent is a digital marketing platform designed to help great agents like all of you really leverage the power of your online reviews. They can actually work on your behalf, but more on that a little bit later. We got more on that. All right. I am going to do a little head roll and a little shimmy shake. Are you ready, Annette?
Let's do this.
Okay. 10 things my 15-year-old taught me. Here's the thing. I don't fully get it. Annette, I don't get why some guy named PewDiePie has over 100 million subscribers on YouTube, and I don't even know what he does. I don't know what he does. And I just read today that some guy on TikTok, I took a note here, Hiram, just got a skincare line through Sephora because he's got 7 million followers on TikTok. And I don't know why it's still funny that my kid thinks it's hilarious to still say to me, okay, boomer. Maybe it's not obvious, and I should acknowledge this. Maybe it's not obvious that I am a card-carrying member of Generation X. But as much as this generation frustrates me, I find them fascinating. These teenagers. I watch how they interact with each other, with their friends, with technology, with the world. And are they over-connected? Yes. And we're going to have to reconcile that at some point. They are addicted to tech and to short form video and long form video and likes and tags. And it is a little bit of a problem. But at the same time, I think it's worth keeping an eye on this generation to help us future proof our communication, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. And so who is Gen Z? Who is this? Are they different than millennials? So millennials were born between 1981 and 1996. I'm sure we have many listening to this today. Mm-hmm. They are establishing careers and families, but here's the thing. The oldest millennials are starting to hit middle age.
Yeah.
Starting to get gray hair. I'm so sorry. It happens to all of us. It happens to all of us. But the generation coming up next, right behind those of you who are millennials, is Gen Z, born between 1997 and 2012. They're between 8 and 23 years old. Now, they are digital natives, like truth. They are the real digital natives. When I make a joke about Blockbuster to my son, he's like,
what?
Right. Exactly. Like, you don't know that I was just so funny just then, but he's like, what are you talking about? So they grew up with a phone or a tablet with Wi-Fi. They grew up with on-demand streaming. They do not watch network television. They could have a Facebook account by the time they were in middle school. And Annette, if you look really, really closely, this is an ultrasound of my kiddo. Yeah. If you just look really, really closely, you'll see he was actually born.
Oh, yeah. I see it.
Yeah.
iPhone too.
Yeah, so that was a lot of technology for one joke. All right. They are ultra connected, ultra fast. Have you ever watched a teenager on their phone? And they are oh so unique when it comes to media consumption habits. Okay, so what really is there stuff to learn from the teenagers? Yeah, some big lessons. So here we go. What can we learn? Number one, they expect authenticity. They can smell when you are not authentic. They can smell it a mile away. It's a little bit weird, but so interesting. And so I dug up this old commercial that I did from a long time ago on YouTube, and I showed it to my kid. I'll make a point by going over his reaction to this commercial from circa, I'm going to say 1991. Let's just watch this commercial, and then we'll kind of talk about authenticity and how the teenagers might respond to this now. Here we go.
This 92-pound woman has the same strength as this 250-pound professional cleaner.
Because now, the same cleaning power that the pros use to clean just about everything is available to me. Introducing Professional Strength Windex. Naturally, it cleans and shines glass, but look how it cleans countertops. Greasy stoves, without leaving streaks like all-purpose cleaners can. New Professional Strength Windex. Professional clean, Windex shine, all in one.
All in one! I can't even talk that high anymore.
That's like dolphin height pitch.
Dolphin kind of elf category. I don't even know. So I showed this to my kid because I thought it was hilarious. And so here's his reaction to just how non-authentic this was. He says to me, Mom, why are you both standing the way you're standing right now? So Annette, can you see that I'm specifically, I was trained by the Windex people how to hold the Windex bottle.
Sure.
And then he says, why exactly did you flip him? And why is your voice weird? And why are you spray tanned? So they spray tanned me in this commercial because the bodybuilder guy was so tan and I was so pale from doing theater. And so that was humiliating. Spray tanning in 1991 was still relatively new. And then he asks me, why are your shoulders so big? So I had to explain shoulder pads to the 15-year-old, and he's like, what? And then he says, why are you so excited about cleaning? And then he says, don't be mad, you're not 92 pounds anymore. And so, it's been a long year and a half. And so he much prefers what I do now, which is more YouTube-y, much more real, much more as if I'm talking to a friend into the lens, no high production value, kind of sloppy scripting. It just doesn't matter. He would rather it be real. So let me just show you a little example of this.
Hey, it's Kristi Kennelly with Rate My Agent. Does your reputation work as hard as you do? Is that a trick question? Would you like client reviews to fuel your marketing? Definitely yes. Rate My Agent is a digital marketing platform built for great agents to harness the power of verified reviews.
You get the idea, talking right into the lens like you're talking to a friend. That is what the kids want, and that's what they watch. And so what I want to do very quickly today, we're going to get our first tech tip. If you all want to write this down, I am going to teach you how to make an easy video introduction today, kind of in the YouTube style, but we're going to make it even easier for you. So write down loom.com. You're seeing that on the screen right now, loom.com. This is a free Chrome extension that is going to allow you to screen record. That's what we're going to do today. Now, we're going to gather some material. I need you to pull a slide from your current listing presentation about you, or maybe it's brochure material that has some bullet points about you. Whatever you're using in your marketing to highlight your experience, we're going to put that on the screen, and it's going to act like a cue card. Because Annette, I don't want anyone memorizing anything. I don't want anyone feeling like they have to learn how to use a teleprompter. We're not doing that. We're making this easy peasy, 30 seconds, and you're going to see with the tool that we're going to use, you will never be able to tell that I'm actually reading off of the screen, right? So what we're going to do is record our screen and then download and use this video. So here we go. First thing you're going to do is get that slide from a listing presentation or brochure material. I'm sure you all have something, or you could use Canva, which is what I did to put this slide together. So here you're seeing my local area expertise, my experience, how I feel about customer service, read my Rate My Agent reviews, and if you have questions, please connect using your mobile, my mobile business card. That's a fantastic way to close out this video. Yeah. And you guys are seeing the name Shirley Martin here. That is my realtor name. My actual name is Kristi Kennelly, but my realtor name is Shirley Martin because I was once told that I look like a cross between Shirley Jones and Martin Short. So we just work with what we get, Annette, right? We just work with what we get. Absolutely. So I want you literally to put this on the screen because we're going to read it as our cue card. Next, we're going to open up Loom. Now, the trick to Loom and the trick to new technology is to try not to make that face when you start using the new technology. And even if you do make that face, It's okay. We all make that face when we try new technology. It's the icky first part. That's okay. We're going to edit it out if we need to. No big deal. What you're going to find is this is really intuitive. We hit start recording and we're going to record our screen and our camera together. So I'm going to be small on one side of the screen and you're going to be looking at that slide that we put together. We hit start recording. It's going to count you down. 3, 2, 1. You record and it's over.
Perfect.
I mean, that's it. We need to not overthink this, right? So Annette, let me show you just a little example of the final product, but you keep me honest. Can you tell me if it's really obvious that I'm reading the screen or not, knowing that I'm in the little corner and most everyone's focused on the actual bullet points, right? Here we go.
Sounds good.
Hi there, my name is Shirley Martin. I am with Undisruptible Realty, and I am your local area expert here in Sherman Oaks. I have over 10 years experience, and my number one priority is customer service. So please read my Rate My Agent reviews and see what my clients have said about.
You get the idea. Could you tell?
No, you can't. And it's super authentic. Love that our exit agents can include their text code for their mobile business card. It's great.
Yeah, easy peasy, 30 seconds. That's
absolutely
all we need to do. And now you've got a video that you can download. Glory hallelujah. This tool actually lets you download the MP4 file, which is huge, or you can just use a link and you can mark it a link. But what would you do with this video? I would put it on my website. I would put it on my socials. I might make it the introductory video for my YouTube channel. I might put the link in my email signature, and on and on and on. I might get comfortable and start making more specific introductory videos, which we'll talk about in a little while. But that's what we do with something like this. And now that mystery of, oh, how do I make an introductory video is over.
Now, and you know what, for consumers, they love to, they want to get to know you before they actually get to know you. So that video is super important. I can see many of our people becoming unafraid of creating a video like that.
Absolutely. And there's this weird thing that happens. It's like a celebrity factor. When you send video of yourself to someone, they get familiar with you. And then when they meet you for the first time, they act as if they know you. It's until you experience it, it's hard, it's difficult to explain, but it's just a little bit magical, kind of breaking down those barriers and making yourself more familiar to the person you're going to be meeting. Anyway, I'm with you on that. Now, some of our viewers may have found that tech tip to be a little bit on the level for beginners, which is totally fine. And most of us are beginners. But for those of us who are more advanced, I wanted to give you a more advanced tip. If you've been doing video for a while, you may have noticed on Facebook or Instagram that really legit look that you're seeing here on this slide, that 1x1 brand colors, big captions, and a lot of video companies or media companies produce these types of videos. You know the videos I'm talking about, Annette? You see them pretty regularly on Facebook. Yep. Now, if you want to achieve that look and feel, it's really pretty easy. And again, I'm talking about the captions and the 1x1 format, et cetera, et cetera. I use a tool called Kapwing. And it's just fun to say. Kapwing. It almost sounds like you're sneezing a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So some people might say Kapwing, but I think it's pronounced kapwing.com. And they've got a freemium version. They basically provide you all the digital tools you need for digital storytelling. And for example, you can get that legit 1x1 Facebook look. So here is the back end of Kapwing. And it's really quite intuitive. If you know the look you're going for, you just tell it what you want it to do. And I recommend you just click around and get familiar with it. And if it freezes up on you and you feel like you broke it, don't worry. I've done it a million times. You just hit refresh. Isn't that the answer to almost everything, Annette?
We should all feel that that could just fix all of our problems.
Right? Peer pressure, at least it will work with this problem.
Right.
But anyway, just click around, you won't break it. All right, let's go back to those frustrating teenagers. You know what else they do, Annette? You can probably guess from this
Oh,
slide.
yeah,
They Google
absolutely.
everything.
Mhm.
They double check you all the time. They're like, well, let me Google that. Oh, right. So they do Google everything. And the question is, have you all Googled yourselves lately? Clearly, when I Google myself, I need to close my eyes a little bit because I get oyster pictures once in a while. But I am recommending you all keep your eyes open and look at what comes up. Now, super quick story, Annette. My husband tore every muscle in his shoulder. So let me see if I can do this. He tore his supraspinatus, his infraspinatus, his teres minor, and his subscapularis.
Wow.
He was really bad. It was really, really bad. So we had to find a surgeon, and my husband's like, don't worry, Dave told me about a guy. And I'm like, really? Dave told you about a guy? What does that mean? Give me the doctor's name because I'm going to what?
Yeah,
Google him.
definitely.
Are you kidding? Major shoulder surgery. So I Googled Dr. Scott Powell. He attended Columbia College, where he was one of the founding members of the rock and roll band Sha Na Na.
No way.
And I'm like, shut up. And so, of course, all you have to do is scroll, and then there's video, right? Because Google owns YouTube. That's why we see all kinds of YouTube results. And there he is, Annette. He was one of the gold LeMay guys. Do you remember?
Absolutely. Sadly, I do. I do remember.
He
So
said,
you were like, we're totally going to use this guy, right?
we totally used this guy. He was our doctor, and he was fantastic. All right. But I am totally digressing. That was just for the sake of a good story, though. The Sha Na Na doctor.
Also, though, Googling, people want to know you before they get to know you. So you've got to have a good presence for sure.
Oh, absolutely. And it's not like the doctor was hiding that. It was on the front page of his website. And then his office had pictures of him with all kinds of celebrities and athletes. And
wow.
Oh, so it's so Los Angeles. Oh, that story. So Los Angeles. Anyway, all right, back on track though. Your next tech tip, everybody, get ready to write down another free tool we're about to talk about. Let's talk about auditing your online presence. Doesn't that sound like fun? I'm just keeping it real with you guys. This part isn't fun, auditing your online presence. I listened to a speaker just yesterday, Annette, who said, you know what you should do is write down every place where you appear online and audit every bit of those pages. And I was like, who has time for that? So I like a company called realgrader.com. If you all want to write that down, this is free, realgrader.com. And what they'll do is that icky thing of auditing all of your social profiles, all of your portal profiles, and they will return a report back to you for free in about 5 business days that will tell you your Google business page is missing, or you're missing your Instagram business profile, or whatever they find, but they will do the audit. And then you can decide if you want to act on these items, if you want to take action, or if you want them to actually do that for you. That's where they make their money. But for free, they'll do this audit for you. And I just think it's an incredible time saver. I really like it.
And think about the agents that we have that hire somebody to do their web presence, to leverage this just to kind of benchmark. Okay, well, let's see how my web presence is doing now that I'm with you. There could be some things that they're missing, or it could affirm, you know what, I'm so glad I hired you because my online presence looks great since I've hired that special company that's doing it for me.
Right. Yeah, it's I think great baseline, or just great little checkup, right? A great little checkup.
I love it.
Cool. So I just mentioned Google My Business.
Mhm.
And some folks might be wondering, what is that? What are we talking about? So if you Google yourself, are you finding a big white space on the right side of the search results page, which is nothing there? And if so, I'll put this in real estate terms. This is great real estate for you to take advantage of. You can actually own that side of Google when someone searches your name and fill it with a free Google My Business listing. So here we're seeing Nick Liebert. Now, this is a great tip for my broker owners in the audience, specifically for my broker owners. Google My Business is free. I think it's actually pretty critical today. You must have a Google account to sign up for this because it's Google. And there is a verification process. And I won't lie to you, it's a tiny bit painful to do this, but you only have to do it once. Just once. And businesses that verify their information with Google My Business are twice as likely to be considered reputable by consumers. So it's worth it. And the verification process might involve a postcard, which feels sort of antiquated and strange, or it might involve a phone verification. But bottom line, Google will verify you and then you'll be up and ready to go. And that is Google My Business. All right, back to teenagers. Oh, this is a good example. You know what they do, Annette? So I think Facebook thinks that they came up with remarketing and retargeting. Do you know what they've actually done? They've just mimicked what kids do to you. So kids retarget you like a shoe ad when they want something. Right? Like when you go to the shoe website and then the shoes follow you everywhere online for days or weeks or whatever. Well, so this is, just so you all know, this is like having a 15-year-old right now. So when your kid won't let up, this is actually really great marketing. So an example, my kid wanted to rescue a dog. He wanted to adopt a dog. And I pushed back a little bit because we all know moms do a lot of the work, right? I mean, just to be honest. So I pushed back a little bit. So he decided he was going to, he doesn't even know what this is, but he targeted me for about 30 days. And he put a note on our kitchen whiteboard every day for about 30 days. So this is what I woke up to. So the first message on the whiteboard was, dogs bring a family closer. Can't argue with that. I mean, it's fair message. Next day, walking a dog is good exercise. So now it's getting a little passive aggressive, but that's okay. I'm okay with it. And then he goes to third day. You can name the dog, Mom.
By the third day, I'd be like, I'm on to you, kid.
I'm on
But you can't let him know that.
Yeah, I'm a little bit on to you, but Annette, he did not give up. So this went on and on and on and on and on. I am not joking. I documented this. And so the hard close, 3 hard closes. Here he goes for it. Mom, a dog will calm you down. Now he kind of really got my attention.
Got the heartstrings.
Because I did not kill the hamster.
Good point.
Can't argue with it. But then this is where he, as they say, closed the briefcase. Rescuing a dog will rescue me.
So what did you do?
We adopted a dog. So that's Gracie. Now, she did not look like that when we rescued her. She had long hair and was dirty, and we saved her from a kill shelter, and it was the best decision we ever made as a family. Anyway, so that's Gracie. But that is retargeting and remarketing, right?
Well, and it's also like when you're trying to engage with buyers and sellers, and the first time they're going to say, no, I'm not interested, or I'm just looking, but the consistency in that messaging, pretty clear.
Consistency. Yeah, absolutely. So I just want to give you all kind of an advanced tech tip around this idea of targeting a specific audience. And so the idea here is how to target your phone contacts. Like, so in theory, we should know everyone who's in our phone, in theory, right?
Right.
So the idea here is, and just stick with me, everyone, this is a little advanced. You might want to try downloading an app called My Contacts Backup. My Contacts Backup. That should be free for iOS and Android. It might be $1.99 if you have more than 500 contacts, but these things kind of change, so just be ready for that. Still, you know, not too expensive. And what you can do is download and email yourself your phone contacts as a .csv file, which is really cool. And then you use that list as a custom audience on Facebook. And then you target them with, how about the intro video we just learned how to make, right? Or any type of video that you want to use with Loom, or something that's within the Exit Ad Center. And by the way, this tip works beautifully with your Exit Ad Center. And I'm going to show you here in just a second. So in the My Contacts Backup app, you can see that you can easily just email yourself your contacts as a .csv file. Then in Facebook, you can upload that list as a customer list, or even better for you all, you can go through your Exit Ad Center and use that file right through your Exit Ad Center and use all the goodies that you have available to you through that center. Does that make sense, Annette?
That's awesome. Yeah, absolutely. Because our Exit Ad Center is the great relationship that we have with Facebook. And oftentimes agents, they need audiences, and who better than your own contacts in your phone? That's genius. That's a great tip.
Yeah, and so my friend Kevin Markarian loves this tech tip, and he actually produced a very cool, kind of high production value introductory video, but I wanted to show just a little bit of it to everyone for inspiration. I mean, this is kind of how far this can go, but he targets his phone contacts with this video.
Having a routine, it's part of physical endurance, but it's also part of our business mentality. I mean, having that desire, that determination to succeed, to be the best that you can possibly be. Growing up, we didn't have a lot of money. Our family was struggling. They came from a different country. They came to America, wanting to, achieve the American dream. Tom, if you can make it right here, I just want to show some areas that I grew up in. It was like,
you get the idea. That was the area that he grew up in. I love the music in that video. I love his story. Anyway, some of you might be thinking, gosh, I don't have the means for that kind of production value, and that's okay. That you don't have to start there. You can start with Loom that we talked about at the beginning of the presentation, or you could try this app. Another app for you to write down is called Quick, Q-U-I-K, Quick. And there's a free trial, and after the free trial, it will run you about $10 per year if you're interested. But what Quick will allow you to do is use existing photos and your existing branding, and you plug them into these templates that Quick has already created that has royalty-free music and really cool transitions. And I know that might be hard to visualize, so don't worry, I'm going to show you a little bit of what this looks like. So this is my good friend Nicole Lopez, and she used Quick for free. I think she did this within the free trial period, and used existing branding and photography to create this introductory video. The music is free. The transitions are done for you. And now we're getting into her photography that she already had. Makes sense, Annette? I mean, it's easy peasy. All right, so kind of on this topic of video, you know what else? I don't think this is too surprising. This is probably every teenage ever, no matter when you were born. They want everything shorter.
Mm-hmm. That's absolutely true.
They just like seconds of things at times, but there's something for us to learn from this. So I dug up this old video of me actually doing Mungo Jerry and Rumpel Teaser on Broadway, on the Broadway set. Oh, it was kind of embarrassing. It was from an old Jerry Lewis telethon, but it was the only time Cats was ever filmed on that set at that. Anyway, I was so excited and I showed my kid. I was like, look, buddy, I did this number. It was 5 minutes long. It took a lot of stamina. It was kind of famous for being this long, hard number. And he's like, okay. And so I show it to him. And he was kind of impressed. I mean, as impressed a 15-year-old could be. And he said, yeah, that's good, Mom. Why don't you shorten that up and put it on Instagram? So he was right. He was totally right. Now, I am not dissing YouTube. YouTube is a long game. It's just a long game. You're just not going to get instant views. It just takes a while to develop a YouTube strategy and to gain subscribers and views. Instagram, if you want a quick burst, it is where you want to go. So this is one of my favorite little hacks. I use this all the time. If you want to take existing video that you might have on YouTube or that's just on your desktop, maybe it's a frequently asked question, maybe it's you talking about the community that you live in or aspects of your city. I mean, it could be anything like that, right? But longer form video that you have sitting around on your desktop, here's what you do. Go to Instagram on your desktop. If you're taking notes right now, go to Instagram on your desktop, which I know sounds weird, but go to your desktop and then it's just buried. You got to look for it under your highlights. There's the little IGTV icon. It's just sort of buried. But if you tap on it, if you click on it, there's an upload button. And you're like, what? You click on that upload button and you're able to drag and drop or upload any video that you might have on your desktop. Go ahead and give it a description, but add hashtags. So now people can find this video if it's, like I said, community information about Sherman Oaks or whatever the case may be. And then here's the trick. Make sure you post it as a preview so that it appears on your profile and in people's feeds. And that's how you get it down to 60 seconds. And if people want to watch more of it, they'll just click on watch more. Does that make sense, Annette?
Yes. Yep.
I love that. I've done that with so many of my videos. And then I get all the hundreds, if not thousands of extra views in a burst, right? It's very quick on Instagram. Okay. Oh, we're gonna call back a little bit of that Loom video. So kids expect everything on demand. And I guess after the last year and a half, don't we all expect video at least to be on demand? We want to watch it on our terms when we're ready, when we have time. So I thought about that he's grown up with nothing but on demand. And I put some thought into that and I thought, gosh, we can be a little bit more on demand simply by thinking about, gosh, can I send a video ahead of an appointment? Can I do a pre-appointment video, set expectations, introduce myself, and really walk the walk that I use video in marketing? So here's the idea. Let's say you use Loom, but you're going to introduce yourself, but then set expectations for the appointment you are going to have. Is the appointment going to be virtual or live? Say that you look forward to answering their questions. Tell them to look at your reviews online. Tell them if they need to reschedule to let you know as soon as possible, and that they should please text list with exit to 85377 for more information. And now you've walked the walk, showing them your technology awareness with a video that they can watch on demand. And we've created a little bit of the celebrity factor. Annette, how are you liking this idea?
I love it because it absolutely validates to the consumer who that agent is, highlights their expertise. It's a great way to go.
Yeah. And it's one thing to say you do video marketing, but it's another to demonstrate it, not just from the beginning, but before you've even met face-to-face with someone. And just think, you think any other agents are doing this? Is this a way to beat out the competition before you've even had the first appointment?
Absolutely.
It would impress me, I'll tell you that. All right. Oh, this is such a fun one. This one's such a fun one. You know, the kids are very aware of their brands these days. You know, they're very aware of like what should be on their Instagram or not, and it's just kind of funny. But there's something to it, right? You are your brand. So this is a quick tip, and I think Annette, last month, Frankie Joel did a training on Canva.
You sure did. Absolutely. It's up on the Resource Center. So this is a great tip.
Yeah. So let's take what you learned from Frankie and let's go another step further with it. Let's use Canva and let's use some of your reviews. I know you all have fantastic reviews somewhere out there on different platforms, probably scattered about. All right, let's make them work for us. So here we're seeing a little example of what I'm talking about. So hang in there with me. This is going to take me longer to explain than it is to do, right? But this one's worth it. It's really cool and gratifying. You're going to take a headshot or a picture of yourself. Have that handy. Then you're going to choose a Canva template. You're going to add your brand colors. And then here's the magic part. If you're taking notes right now, the most important part here is remove the background of your headshot. And you're going to see why in just a second. Then we're going to add a quote from a review like what you're seeing here. And we're good to start posting. So we're going to create kind of what you're seeing here on the left. Here we go. Let's take a headshot. Annette, this is a lousy headshot of me. It doesn't get really worse than this. So I'm in front of a dirty red wall with scratches on it. I'm actually embarrassed about that. But the lighting was pretty good. That's really all that matters with photography, in my opinion. If the light is good, you're good. I had my kid take this picture. I'm going to take this headshot and I am going to go into Canva and I'm going to select a template. I'm just going to choose one out of beauty because I like the beauty ones. There's always a good headshot and words to work with. So I'm going to use this template, but I am going to mess around with it a lot. Then I'm going to take a review. This was a really lovely review from you, Annette. Thank you so much. I'm going to take a couple of lines from this review. I'm going to go into Canva and I'm going to put in my headshot and the review. This should all look kind of familiar to those of you familiar with Canva. Now, here's the thing. It still looks bad, right? That wall, that red wall is a disaster. So this is what I think one of the most effective features within Canva Pro is you go to effects and you use background remover. Now watch this, you guys. This review just went from terrible looking to bam.
Looks good.
Totally post-worthy, right? And all I did was remove the background and shifted my body up a little bit. And now we've got something that looks totally put together and professional. Now, for those of you that might be saying, oh, I don't have Canva Pro, that's okay. You can use the free version of Canva for your template. And then I recommend that you try a tool called remove.bg. Remove.background, right? BG. And then you just remove the background of the headshot you use the most, and you can use that within Canva. So hopefully that made sense to everybody. Yeah, cool, cool, cool. And you can see here that removing the background from photos comes in handy when you least expect it. You never know. All right. The kids, man, they embrace new technology like it is nothing. It can be a little intimidating to watch, but they mostly just don't get hung up on it. If they like it, they use it. If they don't like new technology, they dump it. I mean, it's just that simple to them. We need to kind of keep an eye out for new technology and not be afraid of it, and instead leverage it if it's working. So I want to talk about Instagram Reels, not Wheels, but Instagram Reels. And it's new-ish. And what is it? It is a fun way to create video to share with all of your followers on Instagram and a lot of new people on Instagram. It's a lot like TikTok. Some would say exactly like TikTok. And what you can do is record and edit 15 to 30-second multi-clip videos. And you can have all kinds of fun with effects and creative tools, but I wouldn't overthink it too much. Now, some of you might be thinking, really, like something like TikTok and real estate, what? Just hang in there with me on this. You could offer a market update. Mm-hmm. Or one of the simplest things you can do is take a few seconds of video of one of your listings, of the living room, of the kitchen. Maybe you pan the bedroom, but it's just a few seconds to create a little multi-clip video, and then choose your favorite music, because Instagram has this incredible library of music that you are legally allowed to use. And that says a lot about who you are. You might be shocked how many views you can get on Instagram, just with Instagram Reels and that kind of thing. So here you're seeing in this example, me doing a tech tip. So if you follow me on Instagram, you'll get tech tips from me, but I'm not gonna lie, there's a lot of silly stuff there as well. It's fun. But the point is, this is where you can get a lot of views. All right, let's talk about the idea that kids read reviews. The teenagers have been trained actually by the parents, I'll be honest, to read reviews. So my son will not approach the queen. We do not approach the queen if we want to buy something unless you have reviews to show me. And I taught him that since I was going to say this big, but that doesn't make any sense. Since he was a little guy. So that's what he does. He comes to me when he wants to buy headphones. He shows me the reviews, or a new game. He's trained to do this. The average local business has 39 reviews on Google My Business at this point. 39 Google reviews. It matters. It just matters. So I want to teach you guys a really easy way to collect reviews in one place for free. And what I want you to write down is ratemyagent.com. ratemyagent.com. Now, it's free for you to claim your profile, and it is free for you to collect reviews in this one place, this one hub. Now, why does that matter? Why would that matter? Well, with Rate My Agent, each review creates its own unique web page, which feeds Google fresh content about you, which is what Google wants. Google wants to serve up fresh content to consumers like me. So this is really critical, because this is different than all the other platforms. So if I were to search for you, remember how we talked about everybody Googles everybody? So if I were to search for you, in this case, I'm searching for Ima. If I search Ima, we're going to see that her Rate My Agent profile appears as the #1 search result. She has 48 reviews. Now, some of you might be thinking that's not a lot of reviews, or some of you might be thinking that's a lot of reviews.
Yeah.
But the point is, they're all coming from one source, and Google is recognizing that. And within this one source, each review creates its own unique web page. And this is the kind of stuff Google just eats up like candy. And so, depending on your level of participation with Rate My Agent, we do a really cool thing. We can take your reviews, automatically post them on top of the subject property, and then automatically post them to your social channels. Super, super cool. That depends on your level of participation with Rate My Agent. But what I want to say, Annette, is maybe everyone hold tight just a little bit longer on all of this, because I want you to look for good things to come between Exit and Rate My Agent. And I think that's all I can say about that, Annette. How did I do?
You did awesome. And you know what, just to reinforce that, we all know reviews are the oxygen to your business. So absolutely, this is just such a great program, because it just takes all your reviews from everywhere else into one single location where your people can get access to it.
Yeah, that's exactly right. That's exactly right. So look for some good things to come here in the near future. So Annette, we did it. We covered a lot of lessons from Generation Z, from those teenagers. If you all have cameras out right now, or if you want to screenshot this, this is a summary of everything we just talked about. And Annette, I'm not joking. I'm sweating a little bit because we worked kind of hard. We worked really hard. This was a lot of tech tips in a short amount of time. It was. And so I hope you all got a screenshot of that. And I did tell my son last night, I was a little nervous about this presentation because we were trying some new material for our exit audience. And he says to me, Mom, it is better to conquer yourself than to win 1,000 battles.
Oh boy.
And I'm like, who are you following on Instagram? Like, does Buddha have an account? Like, I don't know what's happening here.
Such wise words.
Wise words for all of us. For all of us. In case you're feeling a little overwhelmed, choose one or two things that tickled you. If it tickled you, you'll likely do it. Follow up on it. And if you want to follow me on Instagram, I'd love it. I do offer tech tips and, like I said, some silly stuff as well.
You did such an extraordinary job, Kristi. We all love you. And what our audience doesn't know is that the work that was done before we actually did this, like you really wanted to dive in, learn about what we provide, the tools and resources, and how does some of those complement the free tools that you're talking about. So it wasn't just, let me just throw some resources and put together a PowerPoint. No, it was how do we really wrap this in a beautiful teal bow for our exit agents. So we really do appreciate you for taking the time to really do that with us. We love working with you. And this is the exit difference in how we work together. And for the audience, just pick one thing, take it to the max. Right? You don't have to do everything. And you know what? Let us know how you're doing. We'd love to hear what did you implement from this event and how is it working in your business? Because that is what is the most important for us to know. And then be sure that you join us on the 4th Wednesday of every month, right here where we do a special webinar featuring technology, which we call a Techinar. Make sure that you connect with us on social media. So go to Exit Realty Corp International. Also watch for your email for future sessions. Kristi, can't thank you enough. Thank you so much for imparting some wisdom with our people today.
You're so welcome. I had a great time giggling with you today and sharing some knowledge.
We have such a great time together. We appreciate all that you do. For those that are watching today, thank you so much. We appreciate you, and we'll catch you on the next one. Thank you, everyone. Make it a great rest of your successful day.
Bye, everybody. Thank you.